What's up, everybody? Chrissy Meadows here. Today is the day before my egg retrieval. So I am here to kind of give you a little bit of an update, plus a couple of things that I find really helpful to do to prepare yourself for your egg retrieval. So I have been going at this since about mid-July. It's now September 14th. I started injections on August 13th, and my last injection for this cycle was September 13th, so 1 full month. Now, that actually is technically considered 2 cycles since we started a regular cycle with Lupron, had to stop it, and then I took, maybe 5 days off of injections and then came back on for my quick start cycle. I have done 10 days of stims for this cycle and then my trigger shot. And I have a total of 14 follicles of measurable size right now, or at least as of yesterday, according to my ultrasound. So we're probably looking at very similar results from my last round, where we'll be looking at somewhere between 15 and 20 total follicles taken out, but probably 10 to 5 inseminated through ICSI, and then 1 to 2 that make it to blastocyst, which is okay, but it has me thinking about what to do next and if I want to go immediately into another embryo retrieval or wait. And the reason I have that question is because I have to have a fibroid removed. And after the fibroid is removed, I have to wait 4 months to continue any IVF procedures. So if I'm going to remove the fibroid and then wait 4 months, that's 4 more months of time where my ovarian reserve is depleting. And at the age of 37, I feel like that's a critical 4 months. And so depending on the results of this, we may go immediately into another stim cycle. Here's a copy of the calendar. It is basically the completed calendar now. I'm gonna turn off the ring light for a second so you can see it better. All right, so here's a copy of the calendar so far. It walks through everything I've done, and then I have some notes on the top when I started different medications, and then notes on the bottom on follicle growth from my first stage to this stage. So this is kind of where we've gone so far, and then I will start noting on here as I receive my reports. So our embryo retrieval will be, our egg retrieval will be Sunday. Monday I get an update, and then I think Thursday and Saturday I get updates on the status of my follicles. And at that point, we will see which ones made it to embryos or blastocysts and which ones did not survive. I wanted to come on here as well as giving an update and share with you all some things that I have found to be successful when I'm preparing really for any surgery. I don't think there is any voodoo science you can do that will magically make your embryo retrieval results better. I know there's a lot of people that say, eat this, not that, pineapples, avocados, sweet potatoes. Those are actually all foods I enjoy anyway, so I eat them, but I've always eaten them, and I'm not eating them for any other reason other than those are the kinds of foods I enjoy eating. For your retrieval day, there are a couple of key things you can do to set yourself up for success when it comes to an emotional standpoint and a recovery standpoint. And so the first thing I want to cover on is expecting that there may be something unexpected that comes up. Your anesthesiologist could run late. Your doctor may not be available that day. My doctor had a family emergency. He's not going to be doing my procedure. However, his colleague is. She's in his practice. It's a very well-known practice. They have very high reputation. And so I'm confident that anyone in his practice would be great. Now, am I bummed out that he's not going to be the one doing my surgery? Yes. However, I've had a lot of friends have babies, and unless they have scheduled C-sections, the likelihood of their OBGYN actually delivering their baby is pretty low. So this is kind of something as women we need to get used to when we're going through pregnancy, IVF, or anything like that is that your doctor might not be available on the day that you are. IVF is not something that can be timed magically. It really depends on your body's reaction to the medication, how much time you have, how much increase in medication you need. You may need to increase your doses daily. You may need to increase your time that you're taking the medication. So just expect things to change and realize that those things are out of your control. What you can control is how you react to them. And if you react really negatively and you let your stress levels go up, your cortisol is gonna spike, and that's really not healthy for your body or your emotional state. And if your emotional state is not right through this process, I can tell you from my last experience, that's gonna be the biggest hindrance to your success. It's not the science, it's not the doctor, it's how you handle this from an emotional component that I find to be really one of the most important things. Setting up your home environment is also really important. So after your egg retrieval, you could be in bed for a day, 3 days, 5 days. Some women end up with ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So you need to be prepared to be home and in bed for several days. And so for me, that means making sure all of my laundry is done, that I've cooked some meals for myself, like lunches and dinners are kind of prepared, so I'm not having to worry about it and not resolving to takeout. I'm already gonna be probably pretty bloated from the surgery and not feeling so great, so adding a whole bunch of sodium and takeout food on top of that is not recommended. So get your home in check, get your laundry done, wash your sheets, and then find some movies on Netflix or something you want to do during that time. Buy a new book, get a new movie, something to keep you busy while you're resting, because the next 6 days while you're waiting to see how your embryos progress can be really, really stressful. Which leads me to my next point. Not only to prepare your environment, but to prepare your brain and to prepare yourself for the next 6 to 7 days. So prepare that you may be in bed for that time, but also prepare for what you could do if you're not in bed. Are you going back to work? Are you going to be watching TV the whole time and just thinking about what's going on with my embryos? Or are you gonna be staying busy? My suggestion, go back to work, stay busy as soon as you can. And busy for all of us is something that's different. It could be volunteering, it could be working, it could be home chores. We all have a different idea of what staying busy is, but if you can prevent yourself from being idle unless you're really feeling sick, thing you could do. For your egg retrieval, you can't wear anything scented. So I highly advise you to not wait until the day before to do this, but you need to go out and get some unscented soap and unscented deodorant. I personally, my doctor said you don't have to do that. That's kind of taking it to the extreme. But for me, unscented soap is like $1. Unscented deodorant is maybe $2 or $3. My husband and I have used it every fertility procedure we've gone through over the last 2 years. The bar of soap has lasted forever because we only use it when we need the unscented soap. The deodorant has lasted forever because we only use it when we need the unscented deodorant. Keep that on hand, kind of in a separate place in your bathroom for when you have to have these procedures, because you don't want to be washing with anything that has a scent to it. Going in completely unscented is something that every doctor recommends. So just make sure you have that stuff ahead of time so you're prepared. You don't know when your egg retrieval is going to be. Mine was scheduled to be on Saturday. It got moved to Monday, and then it got moved to Sunday. So just make sure you're prepared. I would honestly say get this the first few days of your cycle, just so you have it on hand and you're ready to go and you don't need to worry about getting your stuff together the day before. So that's really it for me. There's just some basic things that I think help me get through any medical procedures. So again, it's making sure you have meals prepped, making sure you have your home environment prepared, put some clean sheets on your bed, do your laundry, and get your head on straight. Make sure that you're prepared emotionally, that things may not go exactly as you had planned, but that doesn't mean things are going to go wrong. It just means they're going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. One thing that I've learned in IVF is that nothing goes exactly as planned or exactly as you thought it would when you started. When I started this journey 2 years ago, I thought by now I'd have a 1-year-old baby. Obviously that didn't happen. throughout this process, I have had a lot of bumps, a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of changes, whether it be to my cycle, my timing, the miscarriage. Things happen that you are not expecting to happen to you. And so just prepare yourself, prepare your mind, prepare your body, and prepare your soul for change and the idea that that's okay. So I am headed out now. I'm going to do some shopping. It is Saturday. My husband is at gymnastics with the kids. I just was not feeling up to doing that, but there are some things I need to pick up at the grocery store. So I'm gonna drag myself out and do that and then come home. We plan to relax most of the day today because my surgery is tomorrow at 7:45 a.m., which means we have to leave here at 6:45 a.m., which means we have to be up at 6. And we were up last night until about 2 a.m. Because we went out and saw a comedian. So I also have a video, hopefully it'll get out before this one, where I share with you my trigger shot experience. I was not home, my husband and I bought tickets to see this comedian 7 or 8 months ago. And so I was not home for my trigger shot. I actually ended up doing it in the bathroom at a casino. It was fine. I couldn't video the whole thing, so I just kind of did a little like, here I am, look what I'm about to do kind of video, which was totally fine. It's, again, tiny little insulin needles, so they don't hurt. And I am ready to rock and roll. My ovaries feel full, my heart feels full, my mind feels sound. And so I'm ready to get moving. So you all have a great day or a great night, depending on when you're watching this. I wish you all the best of luck in your egg retrieval process, your egg retrieval surgery, and your IVF journey. This is by no means goodbye for me. There is so much more to this journey that I will be recording after my egg retrieval. But this is my last video I'll be making until after my egg retrieval is complete, with the exception of the videos that I will have my husband film tomorrow. So good luck to everybody. Happy planning. Stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye.